What you gonna do to us? Nigga, we high profile cases. These wasn't just nigga was telling on somebody at the store or telling on somebody that did something low class. All these was top drug kingpin. I mean, Carlos Lages, Fat Cat, Sammy the Bull, Philly, White Boy Rick, and many others. Because I know Carlos Lages, when he seen me when I went in, he was like, "You ain't come here to kill me, did you?" I said, "Man, that was out there, man. You not.
That was out there.
You not in Colombia no more now. You flew your ass over here and they forced you down. Now you a prisoner. You telling on Pablo. You telling on Noriega. You telling on everybody, boy. They gonna protect you." But you can bet one thing: if Pablo can find some way to get you, but nope, they got Pablo. They killed him, man. I'm like, damn.
So how did you even get in that circle? The Pablo circle and
well, getting drugs straight from him. We did favors for him, or should I say I did a favor for him, and he was like, "I like you big black guy. Ooh, you big." He said, "Y'all just terrified person just looking at y'all. And plus, we can't get our money from homeboy over there in the state." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, the young boys." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Do you know that?" I said, "Yep, I know him." He said, "Man, can you get the money from him? You want the money or you want his life?" "I'm good." He said, "Take his life. Take his life." So he sent his boy back over here, Mike. That's all I could give you, Mike. I give you but I can't because I ain't gonna get into that. But Mike came over and he found us the 50 keys. And he said, "Here." Okay. Rick was like, Maserati Rick at the time, he was like, "Man, y'all sure y'all want to do this, Boone?" I said, "Hell yeah. Shit." Money is money. I don't know that nigga that well, other than to know who he is, but hey, if you got a contract on you and it's good enough for me to take you out, I'm gonna take you out. Because she only had to pay so much for those 50 because the other part was free because he wanted us to grab for homeboy. So he rides with us. Me and Mark was in the car when we pulled up on the nigga. He was at the car wash. But the dummy had stupid enough to sit down at the bus stop. We pulled up in the van, and I reached out and grabbed his ass. Go! He tried to tussle with me, but I got his ass. I said, "Hold still, motherfucker."
Nate Boonecraft sits down for a series of in-depth interviews for a docu-series detailing his life. Boone was only 9 years old when he began violently exerting his will in the neighborhood before being placed in the juvenile system. After a stint in the military as a part of an Army Ranger Special Forces unit, Boone became a hitman for hire for the notorious Detroit street gang known as the Best Friends. After the Best Friends murdered his younger brother, Boone, who was already on his way to prison for murder, decided to cooperate with authorities against the men who he felt were responsible. His plan was to attempt to kill them once they were all inside the prison system. Once inside, Boone continued wreaking carnage. Only his feuds were not only with the prison guards and his rivals, but also with notorious criminals from all over the country. Battered, bruised, and scarred, Boone still remains one of the last ones standing. So he decided to share. Hitman.
Go! He tried to tussle with me, but I got his ass. I said, "Hold still, motherfucker." And Mike was like, not Mark, but Mike, the Colombian, he was like, "Yeah, but you don't want to pay us." So they started talking. We sitting there. I'm sitting back there in the back, Mark driving. And he starts talking about, no, man, I got your shit. I got your shit. You ain't got nothing on you? No, I got it in my car. The club was talking about, I don't want it. We came for your life. What, you thought we wasn't going to reach over here and get you when you supposed to send us that money? You talking about we got to wait? You got the game fucked up. So he was on the phone talking to whoever he was talking to. I was like, man, hey, Mark, go all the way out 7 Mile to Woodward. We're going to dump his body by the police station. Hey, man, I can hear y'all. Nigga, you sitting right there next to me? Man, y'all gonna kill me. Blah, blah, blah. The Clement got off the phone. He reached over and punched the guy in the mouth. I said, man, what's going on? He was like, we were told not to kill him if he got the money. Can't we take the money and still kill him? So people know that job for real. Because trust me, the way we gonna do him, we gonna cut off his hand and his head. We could send his head back over there to Colombia. So homeboy have his head to put on a stick and show everybody. But with me, this is what happened. This nigga is from the United States. And he thought he was untouchable.
Express mail.
But he said no. He said to just fuck him up and let him go. But get the money. Man, he said, the money y'all. I said, okay. The money y'all? He said, yeah, y'all get to keep the money if it's in the trunk. So we pulled back around there. I pulled sideways to the trunk. Mark got out, popped the trunk. It was there in the bag. Got it, look. He said, yeah, it's here. What's the other bag? Oh, nothing. Grab that one too and open up. You got weapons in that one. Oh, this nigga got guns. If we would have let you into the trunk of your car, would you try to grab one in it? No, man, I swear to God. I don't believe you. I think we should just kill him. He said, no, my boss said to let him go. I'm like, man. So now I got to do something to make sure that this boy don't try to sneak back on us or whatever. Because he knew Mark, he knew me. And I said, check this out, man. Only reason you alive because the boss don't want you dead. Me, I prefer to just go ahead and slice and dice your ass up and feed you to the pigs. Put your ass through that tree shredder. Feet first, bitch. But, man, I heard about y'all hokum and Mac. I said, you should have, motherfucker. Damn near most people know about that. We cut y'all ass up and shred your ass and feed you to the pig. Whatever happened to Geronimo? I don't know, but I think that nigga is passed out in all these supermarkets. What you mean passed out? Well, you eat pork, don't you? Pigs eat anything you put in that slot bucket.
The other white beef.
Just a little darker. But everybody like, man, of course that shit was gonna come down, man. That nigga looking at all that goddamn time. Now, the first time he went through there, he kept his mouth shut. At least from what we assume. But then, when he went through that second time, oh, hell no. He know his ass was gone. He had to try to get some numbers.
I don't think niggas realize, dog, how big this nigga is, dog. Like, this nigga's like 6'4", like 300. Fucking defensive tackle in the NFL, my nigga. It's like yeah, he a little bit older, but imagine this nigga back in the day with military training. This nigga parked on the corner, jumped out the whip, ran about halfway the block, whip out the chopper, let that bitch off, never stop running, run back to the car, get in the car. That sound like a workout, my nigga. Imagine being in the penitentiary. This 6'4", 300-pound ass nigga pushing up on you with some horses. Like, that nigga was in that bitch butchering niggas, dog. Like, hold the fuck on. Like, that's like Jason Voorhees, my nigga. That's like Michael motherfucking Myers, dog.
In prison, I had many different names too. So they called me Iceman when I got into it with the guards, like the one guard that got stabbed, but he survived it. But he was trying to tell on me. I ain't did nothing. I'm a carpenter. I'm supposed to be out 24/7. But this guard was new. He was like, I said, lock up. Don't put your hands on me. I said, lock. I turned and walked away. About 10, 12 minutes later, the guard got stabbed in his neck. He rolled over, fell down the base, and he survived that because he grabbed hold of that shit. But he survived it, and then the guards came back to my cell. I was in cell 31, third, and I had already got rid of everything, the clothing and everything I had on. And they came, got me. That's when I wound up in the hospital. The guards came to get me, and I said, man, I ain't did shit. No, I sat there on my bed. They told me, come on, you going to the hole. You got to carry me there. So they came up, helped me stand up and walk me outside the door. Once I got outside my door, they said, you walk downstairs? Hell no, you can carry me. I ain't walking nowhere. I didn't do shit. They picked me up. I said, oh, these motherfuckers really gonna carry me? They said, you walking or what? I said, no, I ain't walking. Then you gonna fly. I said, what? By the time I woke up again, I was laying up in the motherfucking hospital bed. They threw my ass down those damn stairs.
Down the stairs?
They threw me down the stairs from third all the way down to second. Because you know what, you got to go down third, then turn to get to second. Well, they threw me down third. I wound up on the second tier walkway down. That's all that I remember. Next thing I know, I woke up in the hospital. My sister and them was trying to visit me, but they couldn't because prison was telling them that we don't know where he at or that he's in transfer. That's when they tried to transfer me up north, but up north refused to accept me. They had me in a fucking laundry cart. They said, no, you're not bringing that man in like that. So they wound up transferring me for about a couple days or more just on the bus, going from one institution to another. Nobody would accept me. So they had to take me to Riverside Hospital, prison hospital. They took me in there, got the calves on me and everything. Then they kept saying that your sister is like irritating. She went and got a lawyer to see you. I said, where's my sister? Why y'all not never get no visit? The inmate was like, hey man, they don't want nobody to see you like that. They fucked you up. I said, I know that, but pay back a motherfucker. See, karma might have his deal with it, but I'm gonna be karma.
So what injuries did you have? Like,
my neck was had a hair split. My arm was broken. My leg was twisted, but it wasn't broken. It was just twisted. They had to pop it back in.
Oh, they dislocated your knee.
Yeah, because I landed on those motherfuckers going down those stairs. They said, well, we seen all the bruises from here going like this. Lady, you went to skid it down the fucking stairs because they trying to say that you jumped. I ain't jumped my ass.
were you handcuffed?
No.
Oh, I was finna say, man, that's fucking. I mean, them throwing you down the stairs is fucked up either way.
Well, they
but I'm
wanted
just
to
saying,
handcuff me,
if
but
you was handcuffed,
I wouldn't let
really
them put my
fucked
hands
up.
behind my back because I don't play that. And by me being so big at that time, my wings was out. They couldn't get them back to the They're trying to pull, and of course I'm fighting against them. Not to put my hand. You can handcuff me in the front. Cause see, I know how y'all do when you handcuff them up in the back. Y'all want to get on the side of him and then just pound his ass. Cause y'all done did that to me before. Got me on the elevator and they just pound the shit up out. Y'all like, okay. That's why I always took it to the guards. You get no respect for me because you got none for us. 3 days you motherfucker didn't feed me in that hole. I think nowadays they call them ghost trays. Well, I ain't got shit. Not a damn tray. They come past and just look and keep walking. And I'll be, okay, motherfucker ain't gonna feed me. Ain't no thing. Next day, nobody feed me. Third day, the inmate brought me some bread. They didn't know. He brought me some bread and a small container of milk. Of course, I made cereal out that shit. Crunch up the bread when it get hard, put it in the milk. Voila, you got cereal. But I ate on that for the next 2 days. And finally they said, he's not complaining about him not getting no food, because I could hear him down there talking. He haven't said anything about no food, and it's been 3 days. They said, is he walking or moving? He said, well, he basically just sit there. Every time we go back, he just sitting there. Do we ask for rec? No, he said. We asked him, do you want rec? And he wouldn't say anything. He just sit there with his arm folded, looking straight ahead. That's when they made me go see a psych. Well, they didn't make me go see a psych. They brought the psych to the door. And I had to talk to him through the door. He was like, you being wrong? Why you looking like that? I said, it's the way I look. What's your intention when you get out? Big one snigger like he's like, is you planning on doing anything about it? You want me to give you an answer to that so you can keep me locked up longer or transfer me or whatever you want to do if I answer that question. Well, I don't answer questions. He was like, well, Mr. Crab, this is off the record. I said, what? He said, they scared of you because you ain't said nothing to nobody since you've been in here. You don't ask for rec. I know about them not feeding you. That's on them. I got enough on me to last for a while. You were like, okay, you in a nice attitude. I said, if you say so, it's your world, baby. I'm just here to serve this time. You may misuse my body and misabuse me, but hey, payback a motherfucker. He said, what you mean by payback? I said, karma, or whatever they call it. When you do something bad to somebody and then it come back on you later. Never know. It might be a year, it might be a month, it might be shit, never, but it gonna come back. That's when they would say, well, Mr. Crab, I think you're gonna wind up getting transferred because the guards don't want you back in the units. I ain't did nothing, but they want to transfer me. That's on them. I'm not mad at nobody. Only a dog get mad. Then you got to put it down. Me, I'm not mad. Is you gonna do anything to anybody or any guard or anything when you get out? If they let you back out in the population, well, I got to go to work. I like my job. That's about it, Thing rolls on. I forget about that and keep living my life the best I can in here. You're like, yeah, right. So he goes down there. Of course, I'm got my ears pinned to the food slot and trying to listen to every word. He down there telling that motherfucker gonna kill somebody when he get out. The guard told, what you mean? He go, who? I don't know who. I just know that the questions that he was telling, answer he was telling me and what he was saying. He said, what did he say? He said nothing. He said that he ain't mad at nobody, that he has no intention on doing anything. But you should see how he looked when he said it. like he's a devil, just sending him. I ain't got no grudge against nobody. Karma take care of it. Then they said that he made that little snigger noise that. That nigga lying. That nigga gonna do something to somebody.
So.
But yeah, they fucked me up there in my neck in that cast because when my sister came in, she was like, what the fuck going on? I said, they tried to make me fly. They threw me down some stairs. because she had to go get the lawyer to make them, to produce my body, a habeas corpus. So my sister seen me, she was like, this shit ain't going on, blah, 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 blah. And of course, they let me out of the hospital about several months later. They put me into the Riverside.
Once they took you out of the States and put you in the Fed joint.
Oh, that's a different term, yeah. They came into the state joint and found out how I was living, clothes, food, everything a motherfucker had in the world, I had in there. And they were like, well, we hearing all types of shit about this. So, Mr. Kraft, we taking you out of the state penitentiary. You going into a federal witness protection program. Whatever, I served my time anyway. It don't make me no different way you put me. I'm gonna do my time. He was like, yeah, well, this is a witness unit, the first step. I said, oh, okay. Like y'all got the white boy, he said. Something like that. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I goes in. They put me in, what was it? Minnesota. Yeah, I think it was Minnesota. I would have to look at my paperwork to see which one. But, yeah, they put me there, which had a hospital. And Jim Baker was there, and all them people with, status in life. They would wind up there. He was in the hospital, too. He was helping out in there. That's when I found out that Jim got some sugar in his tank. But he did his thing. Hey, you like to do things like that, that's on you. Shit.
Who is Jim Baker? Like now I got
Jim Baker is that Tammy Baker? Jim Baker, when they get busted for the church people, yeah. Yeah, Jim Baker.
I just passed out, dog.
That's where he was at. And ran into him, wasn't nobody I would talk to or be hanging with him, but I knew who he was. But then when I found out what he was doing, I was like, whoa, you gotta stay away from me, man. You doing shit like that, boy. Take your teeth out your mouth, and you got a mouthful of yeah.
Damn.
I guess since he's a pervert any goddamn way, shit, it ain't no different way how he do it. How he get off, boy. Who he doing it for? For his protection. Because a lot of motherfuckers come through there and they be scared and they want to try to find somebody to protect them. So they'll do some shit for some bullshit. Even though he had a little change that he was, buying shit from people for commissary. But
So the Fed joint was where the more
high profile cases would go.
Okay.
That was snitching. That was rats, stoolies, or whatever the fuck people wanted to call them.
Okay.
But yeah.
But
that's when several years later I ran into white boy Rick. What's that boy name? Sammy the Bull. Philly. Philly I knew because we did some shit together out in the street. But Sammy had sent word down to me that I shouldn't be hanging with Philly. And I sent word back to them, I hang with the fuck I want to hang with. Talking about, you know that Sammy the Bull? I don't give a fuck who he is.
So
the Fat Cat was out of New York. He had sent his friend down there to see if he could fight me or whatever because of White Boy Rick. White Boy Rick had went and told Fat Cat who I was. So I guess Fat Cat decided to send one of his flunkies down there and test me. Flunky came down there and bumped me. And I was like, ain't you gonna apologize, dude? Man, fuck you. I looked around, he no guard, but the guard was inside the guard booth right there. I said, damn. I need at least a quick minute and a half with this boy so I could really pull his throat out. So I stepped up closer to him. I said, what you say? And then I heard that cat holler down and tell the boy, hey man, come on up. He was telling the boy, come on up. Because he seemed to move, I guess, by me easing closer and closer to him. And the only thing I would do was just reach in there, put it to his throat, twist it. Bitch, you got me fucked up. I just had to give somebody else up just to get off that murder. But that cat did go up there, and I looked at white boy Ricky. He go back in his cell. So I catch Rick later. I say, "Did this, man? I don't know what your problem is, but if you want to start something, you know me. We can crank this bitch up." No, man, I didn't tell Fat Cat to do that. Fat Cat did that on his own. I said, well. So I waited. When I see Fat Cat up on the top tier again, I like, anytime you think that you bad enough to take me, man, uno, come on down, bitch. He was like, man, ain't nobody scared of you. Ain't nobody scared of you. Don't be scared of me, please don't. I'm a human being just like you is. I bleed just like you is. So, of course, I go back to my cell. Philly came over there and told me, he said, man, Fat Cat got a horse. I said, me too. You ain't the only way I know how to make a horse a shank. So I go back out there. I'm sitting at the table. I got my shit up my sleeve. I'm waiting for him to bring his punk ass down. Of course, I guess Rick might have said, so I don't know what the deal was, but somebody must have said something to the boy, because the boy stayed the fuck away from me. All that time I was in that little prison, he stayed the fuck away. But, of course, you know, people talk. And I hear words about what him and Rick was doing. Retagging cars and shit. In fact, and that shit was Fat Cat playing. I said, yeah, because the shit hit the fan, Fat Cat gonna give your ass up. He done got you involved in doing this shit. You need to keep your nose clean, boy, because they gonna send you back to the board. And the board get hold to that, well, you doing this in here and you ain't learned nothing. Keep your nose up out of these fools' business. You think they poop just because he's named Fat Cat and he the big dope dealer out of New York. He's a big snitch out of New York. Told on his motherfucking own close associate and anybody he could tell on. So basically, they stayed the fuck away from me. Rick worked in the kitchen at the time, and I worked in Unicorn. So I stayed away from them. As long as they don't say shit to me, you cool. But anytime you want to try to sneak up on me, come on. I like down there by the shower. Can't nobody see down that way. Come on down that way. And I always kept an eye out anyway, just in case somebody grew balls.
So the tension, so it was tension there.
Yeah.
It was tension.
It was definitely tension there.
And
I can't remember how I got kicked out of that unit. I think I did something to somebody and they kicked me out. I had to go back to my papers again because I know they kicked me out of that unit, transferred me. That's when I went to New Jersey. Then from New Jersey to Pennsylvania. Back to Sandstone, Minnesota. I think the most time I ever served was at Sandstone, Minnesota, because they kept transferring me one place because nobody wanted to deal with me because I wouldn't bow down and kiss their ass, the guards or the inmates. I'm sorry, but I'm going to serve my time. But you ain't going to be pressing up on me talking about do this and do that. I ain't got to do that. Why'd you go to the yard? For what? Don't go out there in that hot ass heat. I'm cool right here in the law library. Because most time I stayed in the law library. When I wasn't there, I was in the ceramic shop. I was making so much pieces and always sending them home to my sister, and she was out there selling them. Okay, we got a thing going on. I make them, you sell them. Then I found out, okay, we can sell weed in here. So I got mixed up in selling weed. I'm like, okay, any place you go to, there's always gonna be something illegal that you can sell. Especially when they made us start sending all our clothes, appliances, everything home, bean bags, cappuccino machine. I mean, they locked down the place and went to door with boxes. Okay, pack it up. You know you can't have all that shit. You can't have no more. They was breaking down because the guard was getting mad that we walking around with fur coats on, diamond rings and shit. You know, we was living in high style. Hey, they said we could get anything we want, as long as we ain't trying to get no tools to escape or weapons in. So yeah, I had my girl send me my mink coat up, my rings and shit, my sterling coat. Shit, I had all my shit. Then I was ordering cappuccino machine, popcorn machine, juice processors. I was getting all that shit in. They came around with the boxes, sliding in front of everybody's door. Told them, okay, we're gonna search your room when you finish. Put all this shit in the box. Give us the paper with the address. Most of us gave them Janet Reno.
That sounds familiar. Who was that?
That was the head of the fucking what do you call it? Janet Reno was the top dog of the witness unit. She was a lawyer. You're going to look that one up because I forgot what the fuck she was too. But I know she was the attorney general. Something like that because they didn't know until they started mailing the shit to her. Then she called her, what the fuck y'all sending me all this shit for? Then and then they're like, that's when they thought, wait a minute, who is that? Y'all can't do that. Hey, you said send it to somebody that could probably hold it for us. We ain't got no more people no more because we in the witness unit. Our people don't even know where the fuck we at or if we alive or not. So send it to that bitch.
So it was like that. I didn't know it was like that. Like they didn't know where you were?
No. Nobody knew where we were. When you go into the witness unit, you don't use your name. They give you a different name. Sometimes they give you a different prison number. At that time, my prison number was 799639198. That's out of San Diego. I'm from Michigan. So in case somebody was looking for that Michigan number, they won't find me there.
Damn, that shit deep. That shit deep.